give me a time where you were just really pissed off at Brian about something. You're just like, he's really made you. Give me something. Come on, give me something. You got to give me something. Give me something juicy here.
Where to start?
Where to start? I mean, what I was going to say about when you were going, like, part of what makes our relationship work is that we don't really have any overlap as far as our expertise and like areas of the business that we oversee. So like his skill set and what he does is very complementary to mine. Sometimes I get frustrated when, he kind of oversteps in my particular area of expertise.
You're in our sandbox, Brian. You're in our sandbox. What are you doing?
Well, no, and I think and I'm all about, the people, I oversee people and culture, all of our hiring, I'm the EQ heavy portion of this equation.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
So Brian's, facts, numbers, statistics, the spreadsheets, so when he tries to jump in, my area and insert himself where I'm like, it's a people thing, or, I'm trying to read a room, I get frustrated. But I think equally when he tries to explain numbers, the budget, the financial core pieces of like the decision that I've made and I don't understand, then sometimes we butt heads. We butt heads the most when we're the former versions of ourselves. When I'm acting as the director of investor relations, because that's one of the departments that I oversee, and he's acting as the director of finance, which is one of the areas of the business that he oversees. Like I feel like the only time we have real conflict.
Yeah, when we go pretend like we're the 30-year-old versions of ourselves that used to, get in
butt heads. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
So Brian, for you, she's in your office. She's like, look, this feels right. This is the right thing to do. This is what we need to do for the culture, blah, blah, blah. And you're looking down at your sheet and you're like, yeah, but I'm looking at the math. I don't think so.
Yeah, perfect example is our office. So we're in an old like warehouse type of office that used to be a media company actually. And I want to overhaul it, bring in more light, better cube workstations. This is the best thing for culture, and our people are going to love it. And let's go, right?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's totally. And that adds us 2 more seats, and we're going to spend $1 million. What? Why would we ever do that? Yeah.
Love it. Oh, I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
It's so good. What's the magic? I mean, what's the key? What's the key? Well, what is the key to keep this relationship together for this long, as you guys have both moved up? How would you summarize the key to that? And then we'll get into Baceline, what Baceline does. How would you summarize? Let's start with you, Lindsey. What do you think the key to this thing is?
So as I mentioned, I am, heavy on the heart, the EQ, and from day one, I kind of make blind business decisions based a lot on gut and feel and intuition. And, I just trusted Brian. I trusted him from the minute we got thrown into this kind of partnership equation. And that has to date not disappointed me. It hasn't failed me. And I think I'm going to continue to trust that this person has not only me and my family and the people's, best interest in mind, but the company, the future, all of the financial decisions. I don't even look at the financial statements. Every element of our business that has to do with, finances and the budget and all of those things, I just have this blind trust that, my partner here, has it all taken care of, has it all handled. So, for me, that's what it's been. And at the end of the day, even if we have arguments and disagreements, which, we have our fair share of, and everyone at our company knows it, has seen it, has witnessed it. It always just comes back to, I know he has the best intentions and everyone's, interest at heart. So that's it.
So I got to ask you this. I got to ask you this, Brian, before I ask you what the key is. When you guys do have a little bit of a disagreement, who's the first one? Who makes the first move? Like, who makes the first, like, okay, here's a cup of coffee. Who's the one that like?
She'll never. If I don't do that, she'll never talk to me again.
I joke, sometimes I joke because in the moment, usually like we've adopted a, like give it, like if it's really, a heated, elevated situation, give it enough time to rest where the emotion settles, sleep on it.
Yeah.
And, because sometimes I'll leave the office and say, I'm never talking to Brian ever again. He is dead to me. This is over. But then you sleep on it, you give it the time.
As much as we laugh, like I actually believe she truly means that in her heart. Like I'm never gonna,
in the moment.
Yeah, I know you always change your mind.
I'm like, I'm not coming back to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
You figure out how to run this business without me.
Yeah.
Because I'm never coming back.
I will tell you, I've been married to my wife for 22 years. There's no outlasting her, man. I mean, if we get into a little bit of a spat about something, I have tried to like outlast her and like not be the first one to talk. She can go forever. Like there's no like she's gonna outlast me. It could go months.
And my husband is actually like he's better at holding firm than Brian. But Brian and I we have to communicate. We have to work together. But my husband's better. My husband's better at like letting me do that for at least a couple of days.
Brian, what do you think the key is? What's the magic for you?
I think the key is just both acknowledge, like it's a lot what she said, right? It's acknowledging that we're better when we do it together than when we try to go at it alone. I mean, there's a couple moments. Wow, there's a moment or two I can think of in our path where I could have kind of like made an attempt to leave Lindsey behind, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it. Like I saw like a path to the top that could have been faster and lonelier.
Yeah. Wow.
But potentially faster and, but that's not the world I wanted to live in. Like I knew that like what we could build together if, made sure we did it together and we're always aligned and always on the same page. It's going to be a better result in the long run, but B, it's going to be a better journey, a better ride. So I think just that mutual acknowledgement of, I always get this analogy wrong. The sum is greater than the parts. Or that I always get that one wrong, but I think you know what I mean. Our talents together add up to a bigger number than them on their own.